Nissan has just completed 10 years in India, and to celebrate the milestone, it's contemplating a big surprise. And by big, I mean big. It's planning to bring in the Nissan Petrol. Here's a quick look at the flagship Nissan SUV that could just be headed to India. If the name is unfamiliar, the Petrol is to Nissan what the Land Cruiser is to Toyota. That is, a large body-on-frame SUV with an air of indestructibility. Just look at it. It's over 5 meters long and just under 2 meters tall. The vertical drop at the front, the large headlights and chrome-heavy grille make it look more imposing still. Elsewhere, styling is neat, with that smart kink to the large glass house at the C-pillar being a notable feature. If there's anything the large body and large windows spell out, it's cabin space. Lots and lots of cabin space. Now this demo car has been brought in from Dubai, which should explain the left-hand drive orientation of the cabin. But irrespective of where you may be seated, what you will find is that the cabin is simply massive. I mean, just look at the space between the front two seats. And also, because you're seated so high, you get a really nice commanding view out of the windows. The view within the cabin isn't disappointing either. The dashboard looks interesting with a very yacht-like swoop to the top. And it's rather well finished too. In fact, the entire cabin is a rich mix of wood, leather, metal and chrome. And it all feels built to last. There's loads by way of features as well. Part of the package is a Bose audio system with 13 speakers, while dual 7-inch screens for the middle row can be had as well. Speaking of which, occupants in the back have a good deal of space to stretch out as well. Just like the front seats, there's acres and acres of space in the middle row too, whether you're talking leg room, shoulder room or headroom. And the good thing is the seat itself is quite comfortable as well. Third row passengers don't have it all that bad either. Access is a bit awkward and the knees up seating position isn't ideal, but there's a decent amount of space and the large windows help make it feel airier still. The last row should prove comfy on long journeys too, something the Petrol is made for. And that brings me to the debatable subject of the engine. Debatable because the Petrol doesn't come with a diesel engine, which is something that could limit its appeal in India. But let's focus on the engine it does come with. The Petrol draws power from a massive 5.6 litre V8 that makes 400 bhp and 56 kgm of torque. And what an engine it is. It's beautifully quiet and very smooth at lazy speeds, but press down on the accelerator and this thing emits a lovely V8 burble. And it will really surprise you with the pace with which it picks up speed. Unfortunately, we couldn't put the Petrol to the test. But going by what we experienced, it does feel entirely capable of Nissan's claimed 0 to 100 kph time of just 6.6 seconds. For an SUV that weighs over 3.5 tons, that is remarkable. What also comes as a pleasant surprise is handling. For something as tall and heavy as a monument, it doesn't feel all that wallowy. Body roll is pretty well contained. The Petrol employs what Nissan calls hydraulic body motion control, where hydraulic chambers integrated into each shock absorber automatically control suspension travel. The chambers are cross-linked with piping, allowing for the transfer of hydraulic fluid from one side of the vehicle to the other. When cornering, roll stiffness is increased, reducing the amount of body lean over the outside wheel. Even at low speeds, the Petrol is quite impressive in the sense it doesn't drive as if it's so heavy. The steering is light and makes the oversized SUV feel quite maneuverable. But maneuverability is just a pleasant add-on. What Petrols are best known for is off-roadability, and that's where this one really shines. In brief, the Petrol relies on all-independent suspension, full-time four-wheel drive, hill descent control and hill start assist. There's also selectable off-road modes, much like Land Rover's terrain response system. I had a brief run in the petrol on an off-road course and I must say, it felt unstoppable. I wonder though if buyers in India would be adventurous enough to venture with their petrols off-road. That may have something to do with its estimated price upwards of ₹1 crore. Yes, you heard that right. If launched, the petrol will be expensive and will cost over ₹1 crore. Let's be honest, in a market full of full-size SUVs from luxury car makers and with diesel engines, the Nissan Patrol would make for an offbeat choice. But again, the things that do make it an offbeat choice are exactly the things that would make it appealing to a certain set of luxury SUV buyers. These are buyers who don't mind looking beyond the badge and to whom the V8's petrol bills won't be too much of a bother. They simply want something as all-conquering as the petrol. Sure, Nissan won't sell too many of these, but it's still a model we'd love to see on and off-road in India. Come on Nissan, just get it.